22 machine here today. All right. So I think we are all ready to go. We did not have the stream actually up. I was sitting here talking to nobody. But I got everything all ready to roll. We should be ready for tonight's Oxford Plains 200. Couple cars still left to qualify. Peyton Hinson in the 23 machine. Driver out of Kannapolis, North Carolina. The winner of the only short tracks Myrtle Beach 300 a couple weeks ago. Hinson on lap number 2 goes 6th quick. And he will put it in the show. Remember, your top 24 cars going to go in through qualifying. Chris Horton in the 42, the last car to take time here. A fresh look on that 42 machine. Alexis on the front end of that race car. A little bit different look on that machine. Kind of missed the bottom a little bit there on the exit, but across the stripe. Third quick for the 42 machine. A good lap time there. Now, I do believe we are live on the air. We should be ready to roll. So once again, welcome everybody here to the Oxford Plains Raceway for the opening night of OST Season 7 here at this egg-shaped racetrack, bowl-shaped racetrack is the word I think I was looking for. Not a lot of straightaway, and it makes it even shorter here in the late model stocks. You really just have to keep your momentum up and keep the car pinned to the bottom. We may see the groove move up, but I'm certain that a lot of this is going to be rather bottom fed. So it's now time for tonight's feature race. Your top 24 going to make the grid. We will look at our starting lineup here. Foster Smithies on the pole in the number 841 machine with a 15.029. Carter Hollingsworth also went a 15.029. Identical lap times there. Smithies got him in the tenths of a thousandths. Horton and Luke Shannon going to be in row number 2. On the inside of row number 3, it's going to be James Pileski in the 93 machine. To his outside, it'll be the number 2 of Connor Knowlton. Peyton Hinson in the 23, your most recent OST late model winner. Going to start from the 7th spot, and he'll have the 022 of Brian Gravel to his outside. Matt Vorndren in the 00 machine. Going to start from the 9th spot here. He'll have the 02 of Zachary Meertz to his outside. Row number 6 on the bottom. Jeffrey Throckmorton in the number 7 machine, going to roll off next to league owner Steven Oberstadt in the number 3 machine. Back behind them in row number 7, Kyle St. Jean in the 24. Going to start from the 13th spot, the 995 of Matt Huntington. Going to roll off 14th. Kyle Martin in the 99, going to start from the 15th spot here tonight. And he'll have Stephen Crouch in the 92, starting 16th to his outside. Riley Maricchio in the 320 car here this evening, starting from 17th, next to Danny Willis in the 100, starting in the 18th spot. Rounding out your top 20 on the inside, it's Dean Clavitt in the 40 machine. And to his outside, David Smeal Jr. in the 027 machine. Joshua Gaiman in the 61, going to start 21st. Ryan Pittman in the 08, 22nd. And then rounding out our field, road number 12, Owen Wilson in the 20 machine, and Carter Atwood in the 998, going to be starting 24th on the field. So 200 laps here tonight. They've got one set of tires in the pits. Foster Smithies is your fast qualifier. We are just about ready to go racing here for 200 laps at the Oxford Plains Speedway. Let's look at the schedule here, looking a little bit further. We've got Hickory next week, and then Concord in a couple of weeks. We're taking some time off for the Cup Clash. And then Myrtle Beach. Nashville Mini is going to be a really fun race. Quarter mile in these late model stock cars. Going to be about track position and keeping the nose on the race car. I'm pretty sure what that one's going to come down to. Got the Pit Stop TV O2 machine for the Pit Stop TV crew down in the chat below. Like to shout out our friends from Whiplash SimCams. Thank you, Andrew, for supplying the cameras you see on screen tonight. Going to try to explore all of the different options the best that we can. We are just about ready to go racing, as everybody is on the grid, all 24 cars. And it's time to go racing for 200 laps. Foster Smithies, the 841, gonna roll off from the pole. He'll have Carter Hollingsworth to his outside in the 28 machine. Some fresh wraps on these cars. Foster Smithies will receive the 1-to-go signal this time. Folks, if you're watching a driver in the chat below, I want to know who you're cheering for. Comment below who you are cheering for. Put your pick for this 200-lap feature at Oxford Plains down in the chat, because right here is the final chance to pick before we send them green. Pace car down the back straightaway. We'll make the hard left turn down onto pit road. It will be time for the green flag here. Through turns 3 and 4, the green flag flies, and we are underway in OST Season 7. Down the back straightaway they go. Foster Smithies takes the early advantage. They get single filed out very quickly. It'll be Smithies, Hollingsworth, Shannon, your top 3. There's a little bit of space back to Chris Horton and James Pileski, and then a hornet's nest back behind them. Look at Matt Borngren on the bottom of Connor Knowlton. Knowlton trying to get back down to the bottom, and he does, but contact, calamity in turns 1 and 2. A couple drivers off of the racetrack. You see Brian Grable collected right there. Connor Knowlton was the driver that initially went around. St. Jean right there as well. Didn't really get a good look at who all went off of the racetrack. Let's take a look at what happened right there. We saw Knowlton spin around. See right here one more time if we can't get a better look at this. Yeah, I think Connor Knowlton tried to get down. Here's a look from the back straightaway here. Watch the 2 machine on the outside. Gets down in front, and I think just gets tagged by the 22 of Gravel. And then several cars go off the track. Jeffrey Throckmorton in the 7. And then you can see the calamity in turns 1 and 2. Matt Vorndren going for a spin. But shockingly, it honestly doesn't look like cars are really that damaged for being in that early incident. So we'll keep an eye on it throughout the race, but so far, everybody looks to get away unscathed. Look at the running order here. Smithy's your leader, Hollingsworth second. They're going to get them back rolling before we go green flag here. They double up, and we are back racing. Smithy's gets a good jump on the bottom of the racetrack. Hollingsworth going to try to get back down in line, and it looks like he will. In front of Luke Shannon. Chris Horton and James Pileski battle for the 4th spot back behind them. Pileski gets by Chris Horton, Kyle Martin in that pink 99 trying to make his way forward. Look at Horton. You can see that he had a lot of speed, qualified 3rd in this race, already back to the 7th spot just from track position on these restarts. Once you lose that inside lane, really hard to get that car back to the bottom. As now caution flag is out. Not sure what happened there. Couple cars tangled up in, I think, turns 1 and 2, it looked like. Let's see if we can't get a better look at it. Oh, and Ravel into the back bumper of the 998. I think that might be a night for the 22 machine. Try and go on board with that driver. Just tags the back bumper, and you can see as soon as he makes contact, there's really nothing he can do. He's getting ran over from behind. Brings that machine down pit road. Tough break for the 22. Other cars collected: Ryan Pittman, Matt Vorndren. So 2 cautions early on, causing early calamity here. Luke Shannon was able to take that 2nd spot away from Carter Hollingsworth. I think he did it up on the top side of the racetrack. So found something there on the top side. Currently still have 18 cars on the lead lap. The field doubles up behind the iRacing.com pace car. They're going to try it one more time. Through turns 3 and 4, pace car drops back down pit side. They're going to go through the restart zone, and they're coming right at you across your screen. Green flag's back out, and we are back underway. Good jump from Foster Smithies once again. Luke Shannon and Carter Hollingsworth going to do battle for the 2nd spot. Meanwhile, Kyle Martin in line right there as well. Hollingsworth. That's the 13 of Shannon down in front of him. And oh, here comes Kyle Martin to the inside. Martin makes an aggressive move underneath Carter Hollingsworth. He takes that spot away. Hollingsworth trying to get back down to the bottom. Riley Maricchio right there. Peyton Hinson in the 23 machine. Oh, trouble! I think that was Foster Smithies, your race leader, got sideways out front. He saved it. But I think he lost the race lead. That was your race leader, Foster Smithies, going for a slide. Off of turns 1 and 2. Or, sorry, off of turns 3 and 4. Looks like Smithies got into the back bumper of Shannon. Let's watch back one more time how Shannon got around Smithies for the lead. See if we can't get a look at this one here. He gets to the inside, and I think Smithies tried to get back down, and there was contact with Martin. And that puts us under yellow once again. So a couple quick caution flags here early. We'll see how race control deems that, or if they do end up doing anything with it. Here in OST, these drivers are expected to claim the cautions that they cause. So it is an integrity-based form of race control. So once again, the field doubles up behind the iRacing.com pace car. Third caution flag of the evening. We are 22 laps complete. We're going back through the restart zone one more time. The green flag's back out. We're back underway. Kyle Martin gets a good jump on the outside lane in the 99. Couple cars sideways out back. I think that was the 998 of Carter Atwood. He does save it, though. Looking back up front. Luke Shannon able to hold the race lead. He's got Kyle Martin in his rear view mirror. Here comes Peyton Hinson underneath Riley Maricchio. Maricchio on the outside trying to get back down, but James Pileski right there in the 93. He'll take that spot away as well. Steven Oberstadt looking in the number 3. Oberstadt down low. You can see how many spots Maricchio has lost already. Really, until he finds a gap, he's just going to keep going back. Unless he finds a friend or a gap to the bottom. Got some more drivers shuffling for position back behind him. Oberstadt in the 3, still fighting with Maricchio. That's for the 7th spot on the racetrack. Everybody up in front of him has kind of settled down and found their rhythm. Look at that 92 machine on the outside lane. He's starting to find a way forward, and as I say that, there goes Riley Maricchio as well. He's starting to find something here on this outside lane. That is because the inside lane stacks up through the corner. The outside lane, you're able to hold the car. Yeah, very close lap times to the leader. You see on that outside lane, just trying everything he can. He's got to be so careful on the throttle. Meanwhile, up front for the race lead. Look out, because here comes Kyle Martin to the bottom. Martin in the 99 to the bottom side. Luke Shannon up top. Ooh, there's a little bit of contact there down the back. Martin to the inside. Looks like he will take that spot away. Oh, but he gets onto the curb down there and have to do a little bit of defense. But new race leader Kyle Martin on lap 36. Meanwhile, back behind him, look at the run that Riley Maricchio is getting on the outside lane in the number 7 machine, or sorry, 32 machine. We're really starting to see this racetrack widen out, which is something I didn't necessarily think we would see. Even up for the race lead, look at the 2 cars battle right there. These drivers really making this racetrack wide. We're only 39 laps in. It's only going to go up from there. I'm going to complete lap number 40. The field getting pretty spread out back behind. A couple cars back there. Chris Horton in the number 42 machine has lost a lot of ground from his 3rd place starting spot all the way back to 18th. Martin leads only by a couple of car lengths. He's got the 66, scored the 66. He's number 13 on your screen. But Luke Shannon right on his back bumper. Green flag still out here. We had those 3 early cautions, and since then we've had a couple of green flag runs. We had a couple of green flag laps. Now we're starting to see some separation through the field. Peyton Hinson in the 23 machine started 7th in this race, currently running 9th. Matt Vorndren to his outside. And man, that outside lane is really rolling here. You can see some of those drivers really starting to get big runs built up on the outside. How about Connor Knowlton? Driver involved in that first incident. Back up to the 10th spot. He's got Peyton Hinson to his inside. There's Carter Hollingsworth as well. Definitely seeing a much wider racetrack than what I expected. Owen Wilson in the 20 machine really trying out the high side in this one. Trying to put his name out there to hopefully get on a team here pretty soon. He's an iRacer, but also a college baseball player, so trying to use the patience he learns in baseball and translate that into tonight's 200 lapper. We are 50 laps in. Luke Shannon currently shows the way. He's gotten back around Kyle Martin. Those two have kind of went back and forth for that top spot. Owen Wilson on the outside lane. You can see how much he charges the corner on entry. He's able to get the car turned and drive it down the back straightaway. He's up to the 6th spot. Thinking about taking the 5th position away from Steven Crouch in the 92. Oxford is a very fun racetrack, especially when you get the groove to widen out like you're seeing right here. Oftentimes, you don't have the lap count and no contact. Wilson got loose up on the top. St. Jean in the golden black number 7 was able to hang on to it. Everybody held on to their race cars. We are still clean and green. Wilson up to the top side, lost several positions there. All that ground that he was working to get. Now back to the 10th spot. Up front for third, here comes Foster Smithies to the inside. Or sorry, that's Riley Maricchio to the inside of Foster Smithies, rather. And look at that. Foster Smithies has found that outside lane. He goes to the outside of Luke Shannon now. They're looking 3 wide down the back straightaway. And they're going to split Luke Shannon. How about that? Riley Maricchio on the bottom. A little bit of contact off of 4. But he and Foster Smithies go right around Luke Shannon. Shannon struggling a little bit in that blue and black. Number 13. Here comes Stephen Crouch to his outside. Meanwhile, battle still going on for the 2nd spot. Foster Smithies has found something on that outside lane. They're right on the back bumper of Kyle Martin. Oh, into the back bumper of Kyle Martin goes the 841. Your top 4 or 5 nose to tail right there. Here comes Maricchio peeking underneath one more time. Back behind him, Stephen Crouch to the inside, or outside of Kyle St. Jean. Move Maricchio to 2nd in the 32. We've been green since lap 23, coming across to complete lap 64. So about a 40-lap green flag run here. We've seen a couple drivers fade through the field. One of those is the 28 of Carter Hollingsworth. He was up inside of the top 3, currently running in the 13th spot. You can see he's running fairly similar times to the race leader, but not having, or just does not have the track position at this point. One driver that has done the opposite of that is the driver in 2nd right now, knocking on the door for 1st, Riley Maricchio. Currently 3rd, started 17th in this race. We'll see if he can find a way to get to the front. Here comes Stephen Crouch on the outside. Ooh, look at Kyle Martin on the outside. A little bit loose there. I think he was able to hang on, though. All day the talk was the talk going into this race was that Kyle Martin was going to be one of the drivers to beat, track close to him in the real life side of things, so has that insider scoop. It's showing right here. Kyle Martin currently has led 34 laps in this one since he took the green. Started 15th in this race. Already up to the lead and holding it. Carter Atwood and Carter Hollingsworth battling for the 13th spot. James Pileski's right there as well. Now we're at an interesting point in the race because everybody's kind of just biding their time, not wanting to push it too hard, knowing that they still have a pit stop to make and still a lot of racing left to do. But if we were to get a caution flag this point, I think we may see some split in the strategy. Some drivers may come down early to try and leapfrog the track position, and then other drivers may try to conserve their tires for later in the race. So we'll see how things play out. Right now, 76 laps in when they come back around. Kyle Martin still your race leader. Riley Maricchio second. Steven Crouch third. Connor Knowlton up to the 4th spot. Foster Smithies hangs on to the 5th position. Oh, and the caution flag flies. Not sure what happened there. Oh, and I think the 0-2 of Zach Meertz in, I think off of 4, may have gotten tagged. Try and look at that one more time. From a lap before. Was battling with Peyton Henson and Carter Atwood. And this is off of turns 3 and 4. It looks like the 98 may have came down. Around went the 0-2, spun to the inside. Slight contact, so we should be fine on damage. But now the frenzy underway here on pit road. Let's see what's happening. Right side's up on Foster Smithies, 841. Right side tires only. Looks like that is going to be the call for a lot of these drivers. The right sides only. Several drivers decided to come to pit road. Others did not. So this will reset things just shy of halfway. Got a lot of green flag laps in under that run there. We're just about ready to re-rack things and send them back racing. It'll hand the lead over to the league owners and the league admins, Matt Vorndren and Steven Oberstadt. Those two put a lot of effort into making this show run smoothly, and I'd say up to this point, gone pretty well for the opening race. So we'll see what the second half has in store here shortly. With the 1 to go signal given to these drivers, we're going to send them back green with 118 laps to go. Pace car moves through 3 and 4. We'll follow them out of 4 in the hands of Matt Vorndren, Steven Oberstadt. We're back underway. Vorndren in the 00, kind of gives up the bottom there. They pass underneath the drone up off of 4. New leader, Carter Hollingsworth in the 28 machine. To the front. Chris Horton trying to follow suit in the 42. He's back up in the hunt here. Horton going to go to the second spot back behind him. A couple of drivers that made their way down pit road. Riley Maricchio, the first driver on fresh tires, already back up into the top 4 underneath Steven Oberstadt. Peyton Hinson, Steven Oberstadt, both of those drivers up on the outside lane, trying to find their way down, but it's not as important at this point. We've seen the outside lane work throughout this race. You just don't want to be up there for too long because you will start to burn off some of your right rear tire. Hollingsworth in the 28 machine still leads. He's got Chris Horton all over his back bumper. You can see the gap back behind. A lot of drivers right there ready to pounce on the 28 if he were to make a mistake. He does have one lap car up in front of him. That's Carter Atwood in the 998. Atwood trying to keep his lap, but he's going to go up to the top of the track to not block the leaders there. Horton and Hollingsworth going to get by. Can Oberstadt get by 3 wide into turn 3? Looks like they will make their way around. Good job from Carter Atwood, giving those drivers plenty of room. Oh, and he goes off the racetrack down the back straightaway into the wall. I think he's going to continue on. A little bit of a bump in the road there, and trouble for Kyle St. Jean. Goes around in turn 3. Let's see what happened there. I think just went for the same piece of real estate as Zach Meertz. Let's see one more time. Try to go on board with the 02. Yeah, you can tell he tried to back out of it. You saw the car shoot forward right there. Just not enough time for him to really slam the brakes and get that car all the way backed out of there. Look at it right there. Good shot into 3. You can see the 7 machine does go around. So Kyle St. Jean goes for the spin cycle in turn number 3, but will be able to continue on. We've had 5 caution flags so far. We're just shy of halfway. Steven Oberstadt is your leader. A couple more drivers came to pit road that cycle. Peyton Hinson, one of those. Carter Hollingsworth as well, who was your race leader. Tough break for Peyton Hinson. I think he may have gotten some kind of pit penalty there. Had to drop to the rear. Already 1 lap down. Trying to get his chances back. As Steven Oberstadt and Matt Borndren once again bring us back to the green. Oberstadt gets the good jump. He'll have Matt Borndren behind him. Riley Maricchio on fresh tires in the third spot. Good launch from Oberstadt. He's got a couple car lengths on Maricchio already. Back behind him, Carter Atwood spun around the wrong way on the exit of turns 1 and 2. I don't think he's going to get a caution flag, though. Unfortunate. He will have to reset and try to get his laps back later on as this battle for the second spot continues. Borndren on the outside lane. And now we have a caution flag. The O2 machine. See what happened here. It looked like the 23 of Hinson got into Steven Crouch in the 92. That sends him for a spin. I don't think there was any contact after the fact, but puts us under yellow for the 6th time. Borndren decides to pit in the 00. David Smeal, Joshua Gaiman, Steven Oberstadt, Matt Huntington, and Owen Wilson, the only drivers that have not come to pit road to get their fresh set of tires. Trying to hold those for the later stages, but we are past the halfway point. The track position is definitely going to mean a lot here, but I think being able to pass later may be the better move. You're going to want to be able to have a better driving car late. We'll see how it unfolds, but we're going to go back racing here inside of 95 laps to go in the Oxford Plains 200. Pace car once again gonna drop to the inside. We'll go back racing here across the stripe. Oberstadt gets a good jump. He'll have Riley Maricchio back behind. Kyle Martin in the 3rd spot. He led a lot of laps earlier on. James Pileski kind of stuck up on that outside lane along with Kyle St. Jean. Not enough momentum up top at this moment for them to really go forward. Chris Horton, Carter Hollingsworth, 2 of the drivers that pitted a little bit later in the pit strategy. 12th and 13th, respectively, on lap 112. We'll keep an eye on them as we get later into this race. And oh, there's contact with Kyle St. Jean and James Pileski. That's going to bring the caution flag out. Kyle St. Jean, I think, got into the left rear quarter of James Pileski right there. Made a little bit of contact. And that brings the caution flag back out. Watch this one more time. Go back a lap here. You guys can really see the full extent. See, Pileski had that run on the outside lane. And then the 7 of St. Jean, I think, just came up a little bit. Going into 1. Could not quite hold that car down. Tagged the 93. Carter Hollingsworth in the 28 machine went for a drive. Off the pack straightaway. No damage to that car, but had to take an off-roading trip in turns 1 and 2 to avoid that one. The 7th caution flag of the evening. Steven Oberstadt, still your leader, has not came to pit road yet. The field will once again double up and get ready to go back racing. Maricchio on the outside lane. Certainly going to try to get the jump. We'll see what he can do here as the green comes back out. We're back underway. A little bit of jostling for position. Look at Connor Knowlton, 3 wide up top. Using every bit of the racetrack through turns 3 and 4 to try to take over the 4th spot. What a race here at Oxford Plains. You can see the 2 machine up in that 3rd groove, still making it work. And he's up inside of the top 5. He's got Foster Smithies to his inside now, though. That 841 machine, your fast qualifier, has a lot of speed. We'll see if he can move forward. Down into turns 3 and 4. Matthews and Knowlton currently still side by side. James Pileski trying to fight back. He's in the 7th spot. Leans on the 2 machine just a little bit. 93 pulling down to the bottom. Carter Hollingsworth in the 28 trying to recover from that off-roading adventure. On that last caution flag, currently 11th. With 75 laps to go. He's back behind Zach Meertz and Matt Huntington. Look at his last lap time. He was a little bit quicker than Steven Oberstadt. It's a matter of getting this 28 machine up to the front, and look at that, big send down to the bottom. Hollingsworth going to take over the final spot in the top 10. He will set his sights on Connor Knowlton. Up front for the race lead, Steven Oberstadt. Still on that set of tires that he started the race on. Out front and in charge. Hollingsworth gets around Connor Knowlton. Knowlton in the 2 machine starting to move backwards just a little bit here. As now the 7 of Jeffrey Throckmorton also makes his way around. Overstat, though, has clean track in front of him. Not many lap cars in his future. Just wanting to get this car to thank you, Pit Stop, in the chat below. I was wondering how the specific pronunciation of Zach's last name was. It is Mertz. I want to clarify that. I'm bad at pronouncing some last names. You can get it like 3/4 of the time, but occasionally we do have some slip-ups here and there. But back to the action here. 135 up on the board. Laps are starting to go away quickly here. And these drivers that are kind of outside the top 10, outside looking in, are running out of time. And oh, contact! Carter Hollingsworth into the back bumper of the 99 machine. That stacks him up. I think we will stay green somehow. And there is the caution flag. Matt Huntington in the 995. Went around. Look at that one more time. He was battling with Carter Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth was in the 9th spot. You can see the contact there. We'll watch it on board from Hollingsworth from that perspective here. You can see just got in a little bit too hot. Try to keep it off of him after the fact. So Steven Overstat hands over the lead here with 60 laps to go. We've got 60 to go here, and Riley Maricchio gets the race lead. He'll have Kyle Martin to his outside. At this point in the race, you gotta wonder if it's make or break here at the front. These two have been going back and forth all race long. Foster Smithies is right there as well. We'll have to see who can get the jump on this restart. All starts in OST are on the green, so it's not beneficial to really be the leader in that inside lane. We'll see what happens here as the green flag is back out. Good start from both of your front two cars. They go down the back straightaway. And Maricchio going to take the top spot away. Kyle Martin going to try to fall back in line to the bottom. James Pileski in the 93 machine up to the outside lane, trying to find some of that stuff that those other guys were finding earlier on, up on the top side. Getting close to 50 laps to go, so laps winding down. You want a shot at it. The time is now, and the caution flag flies. Oh, and it's Steven Oberstadt. Tough break for the 3 machine. He just came in from the race lead and is immediately the next caution flag. See what happened to Steven. He was off of the track in turn 3. See if we can't go back. I don't know if it was of his doing. The 98 or 998, wow, cleaned him out right there into the corner. Let's watch it one more time. Try to go on board with Carter Atwood. All the way into the corner. Definitely has some damage on that race car. I don't think... maybe, I don't know. Doesn't look like the toe is entirely in when he's driving through right there. Try and watch it one more time from Hollingsworth's perspective. Yeah, Hollingsworth tried to keep it down, but 998 up the racetrack and right into the 3 machine. So Mauricio gets ready to send him back green. Leader is currently Riley Mauricio. We've got 10 lead changes so far. We'll see how many more we can have up till the end. As the green flag flies, we're back underway with 51 laps to go. Kyle Martin and Riley Mauricio side by side down the back straightaway. Mauricio down into turns 3 and 4 on the inside lane, trying to hold the lead, but the 99 machine got a good jump on that last restart, and he will have a nose out front across the start-finish line. Kyle Martin down the back straightaway. Here comes Mauricio peeking a nose out front into turn 3. And the 32 machine will now take the lead back with 50 to go. Your top 5 all right there. Just about nose to tail. Martin in the 99 starting to lose some ground up on the top side. Tried to shut the door, but Chris Horton said, nope, not today. And put the 42 machine right on the inside lane, and he will take over the 3rd spot. Things are definitely starting to heat up here. Time is running out, and these drivers know that. As James Pileski makes his way to the 4th spot, Kyle Martin able to get back down in line, but not until losing several spots back to 5th. Your top 4, put them under a blanket nose to tail with 45 to go. Luke Shannon trying to make something happen on the outside of Kyle Martin. Martin in the 99 started 2nd on this restart, but has fallen back since the drop of the green flag. And the caution flag flies. Matt Huntington in the 995. Turned around the wrong way in turns 1 and 2. Let's see what happened. I think he got tagged by the number 7, the gold 7 of Kyle St. Jean. See if we can't get a better look at it here. Yeah, you can definitely see in there in turn 1. And that puts us under yellow once again. Gives everybody a chance to catch their breath. The 10th caution flag so far. And Foster Smithies will take the race lead. Riley Mauricio and Kyle Martin going to come back down to pit road. They may have left a little something in the pits here. They give up the race lead. But do they have something left in the pits? We have 40 laps to go. Foster Smithies, Chris Horton going to be your race leaders. The field doubles up here one more time. Gonna send them back green. We have 17 cars left on the lead lap. So 17 cars technically still have a chance here at Oxford. But laps are winding down. It's in the hands of Foster Smithies and Chris Horton. Pace car drops to the bottom. The green flag flies once again. Good restart there. Luke Shannon kind of ducked out of line. Got a better restart than I think Chris Horton did. Had to check up. But we are back racing. Smithies gets the lead through turns 3 and 4. Horton going to fall back down into the second spot. Meanwhile, James Pileski fighting Luke Shannon for third. Pileski in the 93 on the bottom side of the racetrack trying to find his way forward. And oh, they're wrecking back behind him. A couple cars spun around. And the caution flag flies. Riley Maricchio turned around in turns 1 and 2. Kyle Martin with damage on the 99 as well. Tough break for the cars that were just at the front leading this one. Watch this one more time. I think it actually happened up in front of them. The 27 was the car that initially went around. That's David Smeal. Try it one more time from up above and see if we can't get a better look at it. This is right into turns 1 and 2. And I think the 3 machine of Steven Oberstadt was the one that initially made contact, not intentionally, just got in a little bit too hot and into the left rear of David Smeal Jr. That puts us back under yellow. 11 cautions so far. We still have 35 laps to go, make it 34 as they come across the line that time. Foster Smithies was able to hang on to the race lead. But the track definitely changing. The top side not as strong as we saw it earlier on. It has cooled down a little bit, 70-degree air temperature compared to the 90 that we saw at the beginning of this race. Maybe some more clouds thrown in there as well, so we'll see if the line changes throughout the rest of the race, but it looks pretty bottom dominant right now. We send them back green with 31 laps to go. Foster Smithies takes the race lead down the back straightaway. Into turns 3 and 4, James Pileski tried to hold the third spot, but here comes Luke Shannon to the inside. Pileski going to try to cross back over, and he will shut the door on Matt Borndren for the third spot, or fourth spot. Couple cars shooting wide through turn number 2, but I think everybody keeps it in the right direction. We've got 30 laps to go. Smithies is the race leader. Connor Knowlton, the first car out of line, trying to find something up top as we have a caution flag. Owen Wilson in the 20 machine. Turned around the wrong way. Watch what happened. This is into turn 3. Yeah, the 32 machine got a little bit too much throttle in the center. You can see the 20 machine goes around for a spin. You can see the contact right there. Nothing really Kyle Martin can do. He got into the back bumper of Maricchio as well. It happened right in his lap. And there was not much of a place for him to go. So another caution flag here. 12 in the season opener so far. Will we see more? I think the answer may be yes. As the time runs out, these guys tend to get a little bit more aggressive in the later stages. Foster Smithies and Chris Horton still 1 and 2. Luke Shannon was able to hold on to third, with James Pileski fourth and Matt Vorndren rounding out your top 5. We get ready to send them back. Green flag racing, 25 to go. Through turns 3 and 4, the pace car once again drops to the bottom side. And we are racing here in turn number 1. Foster Smithies takes the early lead. Luke Shannon gonna try to take that spot as Connor Knowlton spins back behind him. Peyton Henson was locked onto his left side door there for a second, but Connor Knowlton spins. Let's watch it one more time here. Try to go from up above. I think the 23 machine may have just gotten in a little bit too hot and into the left rear of the number 2 of Connor Knowlton. And around went Knowlton. We'll watch it one more time. We'll watch the initial contact down into 3. Yeah, you can see the 23 of Henson making contact right there, and then nothing he could do. He was trying to get the 2 machine off of his front bumper right there. You hear him trying to get in the gas pedal a little bit and swerve him off of his nose after that contact was made. But cautions breed cautions, and we are seeing that here tonight for sure. Smithies and Horton remain 1-2. Luke Shannon was fighting for that second spot, just did not quite get it. We get ready to send them back once again, inside of 20 laps to go, and it's officially crunch time. I think if you're not in the top 5 or 6, you're not going to be on the podium when it's all said and done. Let's see what happens as Foster Smithies and Chris Horton once again lead us back to green. The green flag drops and we're back underway. Smithies gets a good jump into turns 1 and 2. Chris Horton falls into second. Luke Shannon into third. How about Carter Hollingsworth in the 28 machine, trying to find something on the top side here late with 18 laps to go. But the groove on the inside, very wide on the straightaways. It's harder for that top lane to really have any forward drive as, oh, the 0-2 machine goes around. Gets it straightened back out, but contact in turns 1 and 2 on the front straightaway. see what happened. I think St. Jean got into the back bumper of the 0-2, and around goes Zach Mertes. I don't know. I think the second one was right. We're going to go with that. Try and watch it one more time. See what happened. You see the 7 machine all over the back bumper. Not much you can do when the rear tires are off the ground. But the 0-2 will bring that machine back out. I don't think... Well, no, he will end up losing 1 lap. Or maybe not. I think he'll be good. He will stay on the lead lap. But 14 cautions. Getting close to the final 10 laps. One to go signal given to these drivers one more time. They will double up. And Foster Smithy's going to try to execute another restart here. What can Chris Horton do in that 42 machine to try and get the jump on the top side and get a run down into turns 1 and 2? Watch and see as the green flag flies one more time and they're back racing. Good jump for Horton in the 42. He'll be down behind Foster Smithies for the second spot. Meanwhile, for fourth, here comes Jeffrey Throckmorton underneath James Pileski. Pileski up top trying to hold that spot, but the 7 machine pushing out just a little bit wide, making it difficult for the 93. Meanwhile, as they come back up front, 10 laps to go for Foster Smithies. 10 laps to go as the 7 car goes around. The 7 car of Throckmorton went around right there off the nose of the 93. I think he may have slid up across the top lane down the back straightaway, and Pileski did not come out of the throttle one bit. You could see it right there. Watch it one more time. 7 machine up across the racetrack, kind of sliding out, and the 93 did not check up one bit. Does a full 360, keeps it going. Everybody able to hang on. David Smeal takes a little trip into the grass, but a quick spin sends us under caution for the 15th time here in race number 1. So Smithies and Horton going to be your top 2. And I don't know if Chris Horton's really going to be able to have anything for Foster Smithies. He's going to have to get the perfect jump and try to make something work on the top side. And maybe snag the lead on an early caution. I don't know. It's going to be tough for that 42 machine to get by Smithies with the amount of green flag laps that we've had and with the amount of green flag laps that we're going to have left when we send them back green next time by. It'll be a 5-lap shootout here in the Oxford Plains 200. Your top 3 have been the same here for about the last 20 laps. Foster Smithies, Chris Horton, Luke Shannon. Well, let's see if anybody else can throw their hat into this and shake things up. 5-lap shootout. Green flag is back out here at Oxford. Good jump for Foster Smithies. Chris Horton in the 42 machine. Going to try to get back down into second. It looks like he will. Clear for second, 4 laps to go for Foster Smithies. The 841 down the back straightaway has a mirror full of Chris Horton in that 42 machine. Does Horton have anything left to drive underneath Smithies, or is it going to be Foster picking up win number 1 in week number 1? And the caution flag flies. We are not done just yet. A couple cars turned around in turns 1 and 2. Joshua Gaiman up on the mound in turns 1 and 2. The thing's definitely shaken up here after that one. Let's watch this one more time, see if we can't go back and look. I think the 61 got in there just a little bit too hot. Also collected Riley Maricchio as well. Look at this one more time. This is the lap before. Let's get a good bird's eye view of this one here. Yeah, you can see the 61 just drove in a little bit too hot and lost the right side of that race car, which puts us under yellow once again. Now we are into green-white checkered territory here at Oxford Plains. For a maybe final time, it is green-white checkered time, and we are back underway with 2 laps to go at Oxford. Tough break for Chris Horton. I think he may have had connection issues of some sort, which will hand the second spot over to Luke Shannon in the 66 machine. But the white flag is out. Final time here at Oxford for Foster Smithies. Can Luke Shannon do anything about it into turns 3 and 4? Final time. He's got one more shot at it, but it's not going to be enough. At the line, give it to Foster Smithies, picking up the victory in the only short track Season 7 opener at the Oxford Plains Speedway. Does a little spin on the back straightaway in celebration. But what a victory for Foster Smithies, picking up win number 1 in OST Season 7. Gonna back it in to victory lane here. But what a race. A lot of caution flags there towards the end of it. Oh, and even goes for a little jump there at the end of it. But what a race for Foster Smithies. We're going to try to grab a word from our top 3 finishers quickly as we can here. Get our final finishing results up on screen for you guys as well. Smithies, your winner. And I think we're going to grab a word from our fast qualifier, Carter Levi, first. Carter Hollingsworth up into the broadcast booth. Third place finisher here tonight. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, well, started in the second spot here this evening. It was a close field in qualifying. You and Foster actually went the same lap time, but started second here tonight. It was an eventful race for the 28 machine. Ended up P3. Tell me about your run.
Yeah, at the start of the race, everybody behind me was saving tire and just letting everybody go on the top. And, I feel like I took my tires too early. And then once I took my tires, I was going through the field. I noticed I was like a car and a half lower than everybody out of the exit of the corner. So I could able to poke my nose in there. And I did it once to the 99 and, got them turned around and went to the back and came back, but I definitely don't know what happened to Chris. Don't know if he just rage quit or he was tired of all the cautions or what, but he killed the outside wall under caution and gave me third. I think the leader was jumping the restarts a little bit there a few times, but a third place and this damage of a car, I'll take it.
Yeah, definitely was a salvaged third place finish. Not the way that you wanted to get the podium, but still a good way to wrap up night number one nonetheless. Who do you have to thank, Carter, for third place finish in week number one?
I just got to take WD for making this paint. Went with the Stephen Nassy car, Levi Photography, Cottle Chassis, RJW21 Management, and I think I just got to thank Steven. Steven does a lot for this league. He puts a good league on and does good with the promoting side. So Matt and you again for broadcasting it. I'm excited this league is getting broadcasted, and hopefully I'll be up in the top 3 more this season.
Alrighty, well, congratulations to you, Carter, on your victory here this evening. Or, sorry, your third place spot here this evening.
Which was a win.
Right, no kidding. But we wish you luck next time here in the Only Short Track Series, and we'll see you next time on the WD Broadcasting Network.
All right, see you, WD.
All right, that was your third place finisher here tonight, not your winner. We'll grab a word from, or we'll try to grab a word from our winner here. I don't know if Foster will be available to us in the voice chat. We'll see. But we will grab a word from our second place finisher, Luke Shannon, up in the broadcast booth in one moment. Luke Shannon, up into the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Alrighty, well, second place finisher here tonight. You started fourth in this one, hung around the top 3 all race long. Did not quite have enough speed for that top spot there at the end, but still a great race from the 13 machine here tonight. Tell me about your run.
Oh, yeah, it was good. I mean, starting fourth was definitely a help, and biggest thing was just strategy with tires. I mean, I took lefts on like lap 70 and then decided to take rights on lap 140-ish, which helped having decently fresh tires the whole race.
Yeah, it definitely helps to have track position paired with the fresh tires, and I think a lot of the guys up front that we saw there at the end had both of those things. They had the tires and they also had the track position to go with that, and you were able to hold both of those things all race long and pick up a podium in week number one. Who do you have to thank for a strong finish in such a competitive field?
I gotta thank family watching, my girlfriend putting up with me to do all this. I thank all the sponsors on the car, Dirt Tech, East Branch Builders, Mercedes and Company, my Young Gun Creation putting the design for my car, you for broadcasting, whoever puts the league on, and yeah.
Alrighty, well, a fun one here at Oxford in week one. We've got Hickory next week. How are you feeling going into week two with a P2 finish as momentum?
Definitely pretty excited about that. I mean, Oxford definitely uses up tires a lot. So does Hickory. So knowing that I have a little bit of knowledge to that and saving tires and everything, that will help. I'm excited about Hickory, fast track, small, so hopefully it's not too much of a wreck fest and we can all race side by side and make a good race for all the people watching on the broadcast.
Yeah, Hickory's definitely a fun one here in the late model stocks. I actually think I went to Victory Lane last time only short tracks had a late model stock race at Hickory. So if you need any pointers, might wanna ask old WD here. But nonetheless, congratulations, Luke, on your second place finish here to open up in week number 1.
I'll maybe hit you up before next race. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Have a good one. Alrighty, folks. That was your second place finisher, Luke Shannon, up into the broadcast booth. And I don't know if we're going to be able to grab a word from Foster Smithies here tonight, your race winner, but that is all right. He drove a good race and was at the front when he needed to be. Let's run through our race results. We already had them up on screen. I tried to turn them on. I was wondering why it wasn't working. It was already there for you guys. But your winner, Foster Smithies. Second place, Luke Shannon. Carter Hollingsworth, third. Kyle Martin, fourth. Matt Borndren, fifth. Connor Knowlton, sixth. Peyton Henson, seventh. Jeffrey Throckmorton comes home 8th. Steven Oberstadt, 9th. Matt Huntington rounds out the top 10. Ryan Pittman, 11th. David Smeal, 12th. Zach Murtis, 13th. James Pileski, 14th. Owen Wilson, 15th. Dean Clavitt, 16th. Riley Maricchio, 17th. Joshua Gaiman, 18th. Chris Horton, 19th. Kyle St. Jean, 20th. And back behind them, Carter Atwood, Stephen Crouch, Danny Willis, Brian Grable. Now we are going to grab a word from our winner here tonight, Foster Smithies. See if we can't get him up in the broadcast booth. And now we got a copy from our winner, Foster Smithies. Foster, you got me?
What was that, Winston?
Alrighty, well, I got you up here in the booth. Winner here tonight. You started on pole. You and Carter barely got him. It was very close in qualifying, but ended up picking up the victory here tonight after a chaotic one. They put you to the test on the restarts, but you never failed.
Yeah, that was a pretty good race. I tied Carter Levi for the pole. I got it, but that race was pretty eventful. Had some stuff happen at the beginning. I think I did the pit stops pretty well, and I eventually made my way up to the front, and I just stayed there at the end.
Yeah, track position was definitely going to be important all night long, along with hitting that pit stop right, and I think you did both of those things correctly and ended up picking up the victory in week number 1. A competitive series here in OST. Who do you have to thank for fast time and victory in such a strong field?
I got to thank my mom, my dad for supporting me. I got to thank Josh Cottle. He's a great coach, builds awesome setups. And, I'm pretty sure that's it.
Alrighty, well, congratulations to you, Foster, on your win here tonight in week number 1. What do you think you have going into week number 2 at Hickory with some momentum?
That's definitely one of my better tracks. I think I'll be fine. Just got to do what I did tonight, and I think I'll be keeping my points lead.
Alrighty, well, congrats on your win here tonight, Foster, and we wish you luck in week number 2.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, that was your winner here tonight, Foster Smithies. We ran through the lineup, and now we can look at our schedule going forward. We got Hickory next week, and then Concord after that. I have not called a race at Concord in quite some time, so that one's going to be a fun one. You're not going to want to miss that, January 25th. But tomorrow night, come right back here to the WD Broadcasting Network. We've got the Winter Challenge Series race 4 of their season at North Wilkesboro. Going to be an action-packed race. And then Tuesday night as well, race 3 for Believe the Pack Super Series. An action-packed week. We've even got racing on Thursday night. So your home for iRacing content all week this week is going to be the WD Broadcasting Network. If you guys haven't already, hit that red subscribe button to never miss a race when we go live. But thank you guys for all tuning in to tonight's race. Glad to cover OST for the first time, and we're looking forward to more throughout the season. So we'll see you guys next week at Hickory. Catch out some of our other streams here on the WD Broadcasting Network. Check us out on Facebook Instagram, TikTok, and then subscribe right here on YouTube. We will see you guys next time. I am your host, Winston Deal, signing it off. Peace out.